is Lane, former employee. He's a little bit of a sticky situation I got, but he's a pretty big junior marshal. Makes comments about me teeing up for the tee markers. I was kind of too much of a pussy to ask for it.
All right, guys, if you want to call in and leave us a story, advice, anything like that, something crazy that's happened to you on the golf course, make sure you call in 701-404-7706.
Yes, sir.
So I played around last Friday. Miles, his brother, and then his cousin's husband, Russ, who we know really well. And Russ he doesn't have a lake place anymore. So all he does is golf at the club.
Yep.
And I don't know. God, I think he was 1 over or 2 over on the front. And then
he's one of those golfers that on any given day he could shoot par and then the next day shoot an 89.
I know.
I've seen he bombs the fucking ball.
Yeah.
But it's a matter of if it's going to go straight or not.
Yep. And this particular day at the course, the water was glass. And this course is, you guys know it, it's fucking wide open.
Mm-hmm.
And so to get a day like that with no wind at all, it's like, okay, this is kind of like the true test of how well you know this course.
Yep.
So Russ and I are in a cart. I think he's like 1 or 2 over through the front. And then we get to the back and it's, we get through 10. And then I think it was like hole 11. We were just talking about the game of golf and why it's so difficult. And he went on to say, like, it gets kind of disappointing when you put in so much work. Like, so for him, he told me, he's like, I don't know if there's been a day in like a year where I haven't swung a golf club.
Really?
Because he's got a net, he's got a mini simulator in his garage. So he's swinging every single day. And he's talking about like, it's tough when you do that and then you just don't reap the rewards from it. And he's sitting here saying this and I believe at this point he was maybe even because he birdied or eagled number 10 and he went on to shoot a 73. And I'm like, dude, how
that's the top 1% of golfers can do that.
Yeah, and especially at this course. Now there was no wind, but that doesn't matter at all. There's still so much water around and so many different spots that you can get in the shit essentially. And he's always the type of guy he just wants more. He wants more. And that's like all of us as golfers is, even a scratch golfer, a plus golfer, you always want to get to the next number, whether that's deeper into the pluses or just lower down towards scratch. I mean, but for him to say that and then shoot a 73, I'm like, dude, you got to give yourself a little bit of credit.
What was his reaction at the end of the round?
Nothing crazy.
What the so he must be doing this more. He must have I haven't golfed with Rush in like a year. And so if he's been practicing every day for a year, he's clearly better than the last time I played with him.
Correct, dude. I mean, and he's bombing the ball off the tee. He's not missing much. He's making putts. Also, he just got a lab putter. Are you guys familiar with the lab putters?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so there's so many.
Do you buy into it?
Hang on.
Okay.
There's so many different like styles and variations and lengths and all that type of stuff. So he got custom fitted for a lab putter. It's one of the big ones with like the big circle type deal on the back. Okay. And he was kind of putting lights out with it. And I've always been very intrigued by these center shafted putters.
Yep.
Because I think it makes complete sense.
100%. It's completely logical to me.
Yes. And he was even showing me like the counterbalance of it in his hand and like turning it and how it the whole scientific engineer type deal, whatever. That day was not a good putter day for me.
Okay.
Not a good putter day at all. I think I ended up shooting 85, which is actually my best. It's my best score at that course.
Ryan is leading us into that. He has a lab putter in a cart online right now.
No, I do not have a lab putter in a cart. And the entire round, I was like, dude, I got to take a couple strokes at that eventually. And I just kind of, I don't know. I kept saying it, but I didn't do it. I didn't ask him for it on the green, whatever. I'm like, I just gotta, I know my putter, but I'm putting like shit. And then we get to the par 5, hole 16.
Okay.
It's like a 550 yard par 5.
Long one on the far south side of the course.
Yeah. And I go in the water with my first shot. And I don't know. I had a putt for par because I bombed a 3-wood after that. And then I hit a 9-iron onto the green. And I have probably a 35 footer. And I'm like, fuck it. I'm for sure 2-putting, if not 3-putting from here. So let's just try to lab out.
Mm-hmm.
And it was weird because it's like the length of it probably goes up to the crook of your arm. So it's like a lot longer. The grip is a lot thicker and it's just unnatural to me. I go on to fucking drain this 35 footer in my first putting stroke with his lab
and
putter.
You don't have a lab putter in your shopping cart right now?
And I mean, that was when that happened, I just dropped the putter and I'm like, I am so bought into this thing. But again, Tyler, you remember the first PXG putter that I got fitted with?
Mm-hmm.
I did the same exact thing.
Yep.
I sunk like a 125-foot putt, my first putt with it.
Which
and I'm like,
when we were getting fitted
correct
for clubs, Ryan makes one putt. And he's like, I'm done. Take it. I want put it in the bag, please.
That fucker 4 months later was on Marketplace. So I'm a little bit hesitant this time because one putt.
Hey, that's
fine, whatever.
That's good. You've learned.
I have definitely. And I know.
Because them lab putters ain't fucking cheap, are they?
No.
I
think
$700 for a custom one, right?
Well, I think he to get custom fitted and he made a couple different adjustments to it. I want to say he said it was $550.
Okay.
So
I mean, only $550.
Only $550. But he made a good point. He's like, your putter is the most important club in your bag,
which is what the salesman told him.
But you break it all down, it is the most important putter. It is the most important club in your bag.
I don't disagree, but that's just the one line every person selling you clubs and upselling you on the putter is going to say to you.
100%. So I'm not fully bought in yet. I'm bought in mentally, but physically I'm not bought in yet.
Why aren't club salesmen letting you like test drive it like vehicles?
That's a good question. So let you bring it out for a round.
Like I know they'll show up to courses and they let you hit it at the range, but we've talked ad nauseum about how the range is different than the course. Why aren't they letting you test drive it?
I mean, the range is again, the range should be for a warm up. It should be to get your body loose. It shouldn't be about where it is a little bit about where your shot's going and what type of shot you're going to be playing that day. Yeah. But it should just be a warm up. Now
it doesn't truly simulate the round.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. We had multiple BP All-Stars on our baseball team in college. Guys who would absolutely mash the ball in the cage and they'd get in the game and it was a completely different story. These guys didn't play because they couldn't hit in a game. And that's how golf is. You can be striping it on the fairway or on the range and then you could get to hole 1 and things absolutely collapse.
Yep.
Because the range is like boom, 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 boom. You can get 10 shots at the same pin with the same club and fix something by the 10th shot where you get one shot on the course and that's it.
Yeah. I think that would be a very effective tool for club salesmen to let you, even if they're worried about people being a flight risk.
It doesn't matter, Ty. You put their card on file. And if they don't bring it back in a allotted time frame, boom, you charge their card for the putter and then you're not out anything.
Yeah. I don't know. Why aren't they doing that?
It's a good question. Maybe they are. I don't know. Can you look that up?
Every time we come up with an idea, it's happening somewhere. So I'm sure some course out there is letting you take new putters out for a round and giving it a go.
Well, and I don't know why I feel like let's say I took my old Mizunos that I had. I don't know. I got them back in 2021. Let's say I took those out for a round this next weekend. I haven't played with them in 4 years. I think I would probably play a decent round with those because it's a new feel and every other swing thought that you had with your gamer clubs, the ones you always play, is kind of gone because you have a new feel in your hand.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think I'd be more likely to commit to a set of clubs if I played a legitimately good round.
I agree.
And not a legitimately good range session.
I agree. And I mean, they have test putters. They got test putters laying around. I mean, that's what they fit you with is test putters.
Putting is the one thing, weirdly enough, that I would be more confident, like just on the putting green. Like I would feel better about just hitting it there than taking it and playing with it. Yeah. But like irons, I need to hit those in my shit ass lies that I'm going to be at for real and not on the range every time. Because I'm never in the fucking fairway. Yeah. Give me your best deep rough irons, please.
Well, and to get fitted for clubs when you're hitting off a turf is tough.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, I mean, turf is so much different than hitting off grass. It's just a different, when you're looking down at the ball too, it's just so much different.
Yeah, and the contact you make, like with the bounce of the turf compared to it's a lot.
Well, and there's comparing a club test drive to a vehicle test drive. Things are a little bit different there. You ain't just gonna take a credit card number down and let someone go test drive a Ford F-150.
But even like
you're not gonna put, you ain't gonna put $55,000 on a credit card if someone doesn't come back with it. Right, now, $500 is a little more feasible.
Like half the time, if they're worried about it, they just come with you on the test drive.
Exactly.
So like, why not just go play the 3-hole loop and the person rides with you?
And I don't even know if that's necessary with a club because it's like compared to a vehicle, it's such a smaller dollar amount. Like, hey, bring this back. It's kind of like renting a suit.
Yeah.
Damn near just like renting a suit.
Don't bring the suit back. It's yours.
Exactly.
They charge your card.
Your card's on file. That's a good idea. And I would like to do that with a lab putter. And if anyone has a lab putter out there looking to get rid of,
any salesman willing to run Ryan's card and let him play around with it?
Yeah, ship it to me. I'll ship it back. I'm not going to give you my credit card number. That's the thing. But if you're looking,
we'll tell it to you on the podcast.
Yeah, if you're looking to sell one, I don't know, just shoot your shot because you give me a good sales pitch. You might sell me right there. I'm a pretty easy sell with a good sales pitch.
I found a website here. It's called Global Golf You Try program. Try before you buy, where, when, and how you want. You get a 14-day trial, and you pay $35 per club or $75 for an iron set.
Okay.
And
so it's probably a $75 deposit. And then they probably keep that set. If you don't send the clubs back, they'll charge your card fully. And they probably keep the $75 probably isn't returnable or refundable because
probably just covers their shipping costs.
Well, that and wear and tear.
Yeah.
You can probably only get so many. You're not going to send someone clubs to try that are.
I bet you the clubs they send you aren't even the ones you'd be buying. It's just that trial set.
Yeah.
And so then you send them back regardless and you get brand new ones of that club.
It just says, love it, keep it. We'll deduct the trial amount from your purchase. Not for you. Simply return it using the prepaid label included in the box.
Okay.
Damn, that's not a bad deal.
I like it.
So yeah, it's kind of the same thing. Like
see if they have lab putters
on file. Okay. Yeah.
Don't look. Don't
look it.
They're pretty custom fit, aren't they?
Tell me.
Yeah. I believe
that's
so.
kind of like the whole thing with them.
Yeah, but you got your measurements on file. You can send them in.
No, yeah, not for a center shafted though. I got my I'm like a 35.5 putter for the heel shafted.
Banana for reference.
So I played Friday. I shot 85. I was pretty happy with that because the game has not been where it should be by July 1st. And then I played around Saturday. And again, my putter is so effed right now. And then just my irons too. Again, the best club in my bag right now is my driver. And I'm probably hitting every other fairway.
Okay.
Which for me, that's good. 50% of fairways is really good for me. Or a first cut in the rough. Now, getting to a point with these irons where I'm like, it's just, again, it's so frustrating because I can hit them in the simulator, and I'm figuring out things that I need to start doing, and easy, simple swing thoughts, and it's not paying off. So as I'm playing, I think I shot 91 on Saturday at Balmoral, and I got a golf trip coming up in, I don't know, a month or so. Yeah, those lessons with Lucas is getting really appealing right now, which is why I have it's like, ooh, a 9 a.m. this Thursday lesson would be good for me and my confidence. And I do hold that 9 a.m. on Thursday lesson spot. So yes, I will be getting a lesson this Thursday.
You signed up.
Yeah.
Nice.
I had to. It's just for me, I'd be thinking about my iron swing a hell of a lot more if I didn't have a lesson on the books. And so again, all reliable Mr. Lucas over at Sweet Shots to say, hey,
he'll get you right.
We got to get things tuned up. I can't be going through all of July and all of August hitting my irons like this. So let's get tuned up. Let's get back to it, and let's get the ball rolling again.
Good. I think Lucas will get you straight. You'll be shooting 70s by the end of the summer.
Yeah. I gotta break 80 at least once this year.
Yeah.
No breakfast balls either.
Nope.
Dude, I've been holding off on the breakfast ball, Tyler, till like the back 9 some of these rounds. That's how dialed my driver's been.
Good.
So I don't even think I'm gonna hit driver. I'm just gonna hit my irons and wedges.
Nice. So
guys, before we get too deep into the podcast, we have to send out the plug for our boy Russell Nicolay with NicolayLaw.com. If you haven't seen Russell on the billboard, you should probably put the phone down and stop texting and driving, because that could lead to personal injury. Big beard, bald guy, sunglasses, award-winning in damn near every state in the Midwest. He's going to be the guy you want to call if you guys are ever personally injured, or someone you know or love is personally injured. NicolayLaw.com. Anyway, you had the old man veteran scramble this last weekend.
Yep. Veteran Scramble on Friday. Been talking about it for months now, and I wasn't very optimistic. Grandpa Dave in a funk. Me, just not good.
Yeah.
Uncle Sean, no idea how good he is. He's played before, just picked him up again for the first time in 20 years this year. Mm-hmm. Buddy Cody, who is very similar to me. So I go into it thinking like, all right, we are absolutely here 100%. The only reason is to have fun.
Yes.
Right? We played fucking good.
Expectations were low. Very low.
We played good. That tournament is handicapped.
Yep.
Right? And they take all 4 golfers' handicaps. They drop off the worst handicap.
Yep.
And then average the top 3. So I think we were an 18 still.
Okay.
As G-Dave, I think G-Dave was a 16. I was an 18. Cody was a 19 or something like that. Anyway, everybody gets, you buy your mulligans.
How much? How much for a mulligan?
$20.
Okay.
So $20 for 2.
Okay.
So, but you had to buy 2. So you get 1 per 9 for each guy.
Yep.
Right. So a total of 8 mulligans for the entire round. Everything's handicapped. We played phenomenal scramble golf.
Really?
I would say on 80% of the shots, we had 1 usable shot.
I mean, that's pretty good.
I mean, we had 1 good one. Like we had multiple usable.
Yes.
Like in safe, in play.
But one where you want to be.
One where it was like, that was a good shot.
Okay, good.
So 80% of them, we had a legitimate good shot. We had birdie opportunities on almost every hole. And without gross score, we were 9 under.
Through 18?
Through 18.
Okay.
So gross score, we were 9 under, which is, I was hoping for even.
Okay.
So I am more than happy with 9 under, right? Cody wins closest to the pin on 1 hole.
Really?
And we had to use 2 mulligans to fucking birdie it.
God damn.
So like,
how long of a putt?
3.5 feet.
Anyone have a lab putter?
Nope. We had
3.5 feet?
3.5 feet, and we used 2 fucking mulligans to birdie it.
Was it a slider?
No. It was
Was the pin in or out?
We took the pin out.
Okay. Fuck, you might have to put that thing back in.
Slightly uphill, a little bit left to right, but the left to right was disguised. We didn't think it was there.
Sure.
So the first 2 putts confirmed that it was left to right, and then the next 4 was just nailing it down.
God.
So like I said, we used every advantage we could, and so net score, we were 22 under.
Whoa. I think that's what we were at the PGA Tour Canada Pro-Am. Was 22 under
with a
net.
Yep, 22 under net, but we had a better handicap.
Yep.
In that one, and I don't think we had any advantages. So like our Tour Canada team wipes the floor with this team. But anyway, so we're thinking like that's a pretty fucking good score. Like
not bad.
You can't get unlimited mulligans. There was no advantages you could buy. So like there was no buying a drive. There was no guest driver.
So you guys shot a 50.
Yeah.
So were you guys that group that came in?
No.
Oh.
We get there and we started drinking. The tournament started at 10 a.m. We had our first shooters on hole 1. So I am 6 sheets to the wind at the after party dinner thing where they announce the winners. I'm ready to fall asleep at the VFW.
Oofta.
And the only reason I went is because I'm like, I think we got a shot to win and Cody's going to get closest to the pin more than likely. So we got to be there for that. And they start the announcements and they're like, in third place at 30 under.
What?
No, sorry. Third place was 31 under. Second place.
Can we do the math? So that's a 41.
First place shot a 39.
Oh no.
39 was their score. They were 33 under.
So their handicaps had to have been completely wrong.
Yeah, so either they sandbagged their handicaps or like us, they had to have played uber lights out. I mean, because like it is handicapped. So that's where it's like nobody groaned because it wasn't a tournament like those ones where you see on TikTok where they shoot a 43, but it's not handicapped. So it's just impossible. So I
think those might be handicapped though.
I think the one that the guy called in was not handicapped.
Sounded like it was a straight
he said
shooting.
it was no handicaps, no mulligans.
Yeah. Because
So if this tournament wasn't handicapped, those guys would have got run out of town. But since it was handicapped, and they did have 8 mulligans, nobody groaned, but except for me. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. You shot a 39. And that's
more than 2 under per hole.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Tyler's just pissed drunk there.
He's like, you gotta be these fucking guys.
Bullshit.
Well, and the thing was, like, we had an agreement too, like because we thought that we had a shot to be in the money, that like, we're gonna donate the money back to the veterans. Nobody donated it back, and I was kind of sad. They might have behind the scenes, but they didn't announce it.
Yeah. Holy shit.
A 39. I think that I don't know. I thought it was crazy. They do get their saving grace because it was handicapped, and they get 8 mulligans. But damn.
Especially at that course too.
It's a tough course.
Forest Hills and Detroit Lakes is not an easy course by any means.
No.
So yeah, you said they shot, okay, so 39
they were 33 under.
33 under.
So it went third, second, and first was 31, 32, 33.
Okay, so think about this. What do you think you could shoot in a non-handicapped tournament, but you have 8 mulligans in the same style?
9 under.
Well, we did.
So you got like.
So we were 9 under gross without our bumps.
Got it.
So then we added our bumps. We were 22.
Right.
And I think when I played in the alumni scramble a couple weekends ago, I want to say we were. What were we? 12 under gross.
Okay.
With like, I don't know, we probably probably 8 mulligans, 12 or 13 under.
Yeah. And that makes total sense. So then like you have to think in your mind of like, what could someone really shoot with that many mulligans? And then what's the difference of handicaps in that? Like,
yeah.
So they had to have been just 4 horrible golfers that
played good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really the only reasonable explanation. Because the thing too is like, they're not checking our gin numbers.
No.
So like these guys probably didn't have a handicap, just guessed way too high.
Well, yeah, and I don't know. A lot of scrambles they don't go off of gin, actual gin handicaps.
Yeah.
They're just like, hey, what
is it gin or is it gin?
Gin.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure.
God. I don't want to get YouTube people mad at me for saying it wrong.
GHIN.
GIF and GIF.
But I don't think a majority of these scramble teams are not going, and not everyone has a gin either.
Yeah.
So,
and I went off my 18 birdies one, and I opposite sandbagged. I'm 18 birdies says I'm a 19. I told Grandpa 18.
Well, my 18 birdies says I'm an 8.5, which I actually don't even believe that. I want to say I'm probably closer to like a 12 or 13. Yeah. I've broken 90 fucking 50% of the rounds this year.
Because your bad rounds, you don't save them.
Well, no, it's not that the bet. Like I recorded the 91 this last weekend. I recorded the I think I shot 92.
Did you record your birthday round?
I didn't. No,
yeah, that's why.
No,
because that would have dropped you a full point probably.
Well, and here's
dropped
the thing.
Me a point.
When there are times where like if we're playing a game within the group, or there's someone who's like very adamant on keeping the paper scorecard. Sometimes I don't keep it on 18 birdies. And I don't know, 18 birdies is getting to a point where, like it's asking for how many putts and how many chip shots and like, did you hit a fairway? If you didn't hit a fairway, then you have to click where you missed.
I turned all of it off.
How do you do that?
It's in the settings. And then the only thing I can't figure out how to turn off is like when you finish a hole, it's like, where was the pin? And so then I always have to just say ignore for rest of round.
Yes.
So I only have to do that once.
Okay.
But I turned off everything else. It's like, I'm not giving you feedback. You are a tool for me to know my distances.
Yeah.
That is it.
And I mean, that's like that. It's more of a detriment to me for not recording the 99, because then that like what, if you're going to be playing scrambles with handicaps, why wouldn't I want my handicap to be higher?
Yep, right.
So it's like, I don't know who gives it. What it comes down to is not recording your really good rounds. Mm-hmm. So, who got picked for the hole in one or the hole out contest at the very end?
We went straight to the VFW because they did it really smart this year. They drew the names while we were all golfing. Oh. And then gave the list to the Bev Cart girls.
Gotcha.
So when the Bev Cart girls came around and they're like, hey, is your name on this list? And we're like, no, we're not on that list. So then they're like, okay, so when you're done, you can just head to the VFW.
Nice. So it's kind of like a little surprise when the Bev Cart girl rolled up.
Yep.
It's like checking lottery results for deer tags.
A little bit. Yep.
So
I thought that was really smart because otherwise, we all just stood there and waited to see if we'd get drawn, and they would do the drawings there. There's like nowhere to sit. Everyone's just kind of. Yeah. No, I think it was a really well run tournament. I was very happy with our team. I am a little suspicious of the winners.
But fucking crazy.
It does also help.
33 under is insane.
It helps the winners' case that second and third were right there too.
Yeah.
But like, because imagine if like we got second place at 22 and then first place was like, well, we beat them by 11.
Yeah.
So I do think it was legit in the sense that they didn't cheat other than maybe sandbagging the handicaps.
Sure.
Which, whatever. This is a good cause.
Yeah.
We all did our own little. Cody was our stick. Cody was the ringer.
Nice.
He saved us. We used probably 50% of his drives, 20% of G Dave's, and then me and Sean were probably 15.
Yep.
So like there was several. So Grandpa got to play from the senior tees, which is the first time they've ever done that, where the old guys get to play up there. I like that. And there were several holes where me, Cody, and Uncle Sean not just bad drives, completely unplayable.
Sure.
Where we had to just hope Grandpa Dave was going to put it in the middle of the fairway, and he fucking did. The only times we did, I bet you he had 90% of his drives were usable. And the only times we didn't use his is because one of us three had a better one.
Yeah. How tuned was G Dave?
We were all pretty tuned at the end. He went straight home after the VFW and fell asleep immediately.
Oh,
just napped in the recliner for the rest of the day.
Just gonna ask him if he was in the chair or not.
Yeah, because Grandma DD'd for us, and so she drove me and Cody home. And by the time she got back, like 2 hours later, Grandpa was just slumped.
That's a Super Bowl though.
No, and he took it. He was pumped. He went and got shots in his back so that he could play better. And
no shit.
Yeah, his back was hurting him, but it's good now.
Yeah. Are you still hooking the ball across the entire golf course every shot?
It's 50-50 now. I'm either hooking it completely left or I am pushing it a mile right. Like
Okay.
at your birthday. It's straight as fuck.
Sure.
And it's really great contact and goes a super long way, but I'm pushing it really far right, and I don't know. I'm either leaving the club face open or snapping it so far closed that it's a question mark. So
it actually is quite impressive. I don't think you've seen it yet this year, Noah, but like when Tyler hits a tee shot, it will hook 100 yards, like side to side,
or go
maybe
50 yards straight right.
Yeah.
So
what do you?
It's tough to play. I used to be able to play it and like just bank on the fact that it's going to be 80-20, the hook to the not hook, and just those that 80%, I play the hook right.
Yeah.
And now it's a true 50-50 now. So I got to play the middle and know I'm not going to be in the fairway.
You got to get to a links course.
Yeah.
No fucking trees or anything.
Yep.
So, okay.
I got to get to a fucking wheat field.
Yeah. Okay. So you and I we're kind of like the complete opposite of golfers. Like when I get into a rut like this, I need somebody else to tune me up, where you're kind of the opposite. So with this going on in your swing, like what are you just going to keep playing until it figures itself out?
Yeah, it'll change eventually.
Yeah.
The one thing that's consistent about me in my golf game is that I'm inconsistent.
Okay.
So eventually my miss will be I'll hit a fade soon enough.
Yeah. See, my mind could not handle that.
It's fine.
Be fucking jambalaya in my head.
Honestly, if it continues and I just get sick of it, I'll just start teeing off with my 7-iron again.
Yeah.
And then I'll just play my baby draw. Yeah. I put the driver away after like hole 8 and then just teed off with my hybrid, which I hit really well. So
it is pretty insane how much things change, even from like, let's say an evening round to a morning round the next day. I have a hard time grasping the fact that you can have 27 putts through a round on a Friday evening, and then say you can have 36 putts at the same course the very next morning.
Yep.
Like, what is it? How you slept? Is it how tired your body is? What? Why?
It's all of it. It could be anything.
There's got to be a way to distinguish it, because I don't know. So my round on Saturday morning, I shot a 91. I was even through 5 holes.
And you shot a 91.
And I shot a 91.
I mean, that's kind of like your birthday.
Yeah.
I was 1 over through 5 holes.
That's
and I
true.
shot like a fucking 105, 106. So, hey, the thing about wheels is they fall off eventually. If you don't do any maintenance, they fall off.
Yeah.
So
yeah, if you don't like the situation I'm in now, if you don't clean the bottom of your mower when things are all caked up, eventually the blade's just gonna catch and stop,
and then your belt breaks and your mower can't cut grass.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm getting back in the lab this Thursday, 9 a.m. Get a quick tune up. It'll be interesting because
I
wonder
if
I was gonna say, I wonder if Lucas has lab putters.
Back into the lab.
They do have lab putters.
He's for sure gonna buy one.
I have to sell a putter to buy a putter.
You
have plenty to sell.
PXG one.
Well, that's in my wife's bag now.
There's a putter. You could sell that one behind you. I'll give you that orange one.
Odyssey 1 ball. Okay. Yeah. Well, let's take a quick break. We got some voicemails to answer today.
Oh yeah.
Any text messages? Any DPs sent in yet?
No DPs, but we have a few
DP driver picks. Like guys are.
Hey, don't encourage anybody.
No, don't send
for
us
DPs.
Those.
Driver picks. What are you gaming off the tee? Okay. Anyway, we're gonna take a quick break. Answer a couple of voicemails after this. Be right back.
All right, we got some voicemails.
Yes, we do.
Some good voicemails.
What's the number?
You told me to. Okay, watch this. 701 404 7706. Does that sound right?
Is there a sticky note next to you?
There isn't. I was going to. Oh my God, I got it. 701-404-7706.
All right.
Noah now remembers 3 numbers.
Nice.
His old home phone number, his own number, and this one.
Yeah.
The social security number. All right, guys, if you want to call in and leave us a story, advice, anything like that, something crazy that's happened to you on the golf course, make sure you call in 701-404-7706.
Yes, sir.
That'll be the number. Leave us a voicemail. Do we have like a voicemail greeting?
We don't.
We should do a greeting,
but we
Tyler.
can make one though.
Okay.
I think, so
Okay, get into the first one. Let's do it.
all right. This is a good one.
It better be good now that you said that.
What up, guys? This is Lane, former employee. I need your help with a little bit of a sticky situation I got a couple of years back now. I let my buddy, my rangefinder, for the prestigious Pine to Palm tournament. And ever since then, every time I ask for it back, he forgets it. Gets to be the off season. You know, you kind of forget about golf a little bit where I'm at in North Dakota. But it seems like every time something comes up, but he can't bring the rangefinder. And I've even helped this guy move since then. I'm just wondering at this point, do I give up on it or should I press it harder? Thanks. Love you guys.
Love you, Lane. Thanks for calling in, buddy. He's not talking about me, is he?
No.
Okay, I would assume not because I borrowed a rangefinder for Pine to Palm one year, and now it's got me second guessing.
It's in my golf bag.
And I've never seen you use that thing.
It's been fucking dead every second I've had it.
We haven't played Pine to Palm in fucking 2 years.
I pulled it out, hole one of the Pine to Palm, and it was dead as a doornail. And I have literally never used it, and it has been in my golf bag for 3 years. Lane and I have golfed together.
How many golf bags have you changed since you got it?
Just 2.
So you transferred it from one to the other.
I did on purpose. So right away, the first time Lane asked for it back, I forgot it. Just straight up forgot it. Didn't have it in my bag. And then I put it in my bag to make sure that the next time Lane and I play together, which we played league together one summer, that I had it in my bag to give to him. And we have golfed together probably no less than 7 times with that rangefinder in my bag and have forgotten to give it to him. He's forgotten to ask for it to remind me, and I have forgotten to just hand him the rangefinder. And I looked at it at the scramble because I was digging in my bag for more tees, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I still got Lane's rangefinder.
And I think this may be the tipping point. Now that it's been put out into the world verbally, I think the next time, like, you can't play golf with Lane again.
Well, I have to, otherwise he'll never get it back. Because if we just go hang out, I'm not going to remember to bring it with.
No, like, you can't play golf with him again without thinking about this rangefinder.
That's true.
Right when you see him.
Yep. Just, Lane, I hope it makes you feel better. I do know where it is. It's not lost. I've got it.
That's good.
And it might or might not work. I don't know.
So whose fault is this really? Like, is it your fault? Or is it Lane's fault?
I would say it's 70-30 my fault.
Okay.
I don't think he's blameless.
Okay.
Because I have brought it to him, but it is ultimately, as the one borrowing the piece of equipment, their responsibility to return said equipment.
Agreed.
And I have gotten 90% there of returning it. And then that last 10% of just handing him the goddamn rangefinder has eluded us so far.
So what is the interest accrued on this rangefinder after 3 years?
So I at least owe him like a breakfast ball golf towel. And
he probably already has one.
Probably a couple rounds. He doesn't. He asked for one, actually.
Oh, really? Okay.
Which, remember, like 4 months ago when I asked for a breakfast ball, it was for him. I still haven't given him that.
I didn't know you were that type of person.
What do you mean?
Which is just like you got to give something back to somebody and then we just keep forgetting.
Yeah, I'm usually not. I'm usually pretty responsible, except for with Grandpa Dave and apparently Lane.
Okay.
Like, I've had Grandpa Dave's router, like for edges of wood, like that type of router, for so long that he bought a new one.
The statute of limitations, I think.
So now I own a router. But Lane, I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah, no, Lane, I'm glad you called in again. Lane, former employee here at You Betcha Breakfast Ball. And you have every right to put that out in the world and expose Tyler for not giving your rangefinder back after 3 years.
I'm a big piece of shit. I know it. I have your rangefinder. But let's be real, dude. You've made it 3 golf seasons without it. You've obviously found some sort of workaround.
Well, maybe he thought you were still using it, so he didn't want to ask for it back.
It's been a really long pine to palm.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So, Lane, we'll get you your rangefinder back, buddy.
Yep. Sorry, dude.
Okay.
On to the next one.
Hey, fellas. This is Brendan. Just giving a ring in. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Love it.
Hell yeah.
I have a friend who's a very good golfer. I'm pretty good.
Not to brag.
Shoot low 90s, low 80s on a good day. He's super consistent, high 70s, mid to low 80s most of the time.
Sounds like me.
But he's a pretty big junior marshal. Makes
no.
comments about me teeing up in front of the tee markers when it's an inch in front of it.
Fuck.
Make comments about breakfast balls, about how he wants his round to be legit, doesn't play with them. Just looking for some advice. I always play terrible with them. I shoot mid 80s to low 80s on a good day. I think my best round ever with him is like a 95.
Fuck.
He gets in my head about stuff, and he's making it tough to golf with. So I just want to know your guys' advice. He's one of my good buddies. I'm trying to figure out if I need to go my separate ways and find a different golf partner that I enjoy golfing with, or try and say something to him about learning to golf better with me. Thanks, guys.
Okay, so that last part, don't do that. Well, absolutely, we don't confront problems head on like responsible, mature adults. So throw that idea out the window.
But the thing, the only thing that catches my attention is that this is his really good buddy.
Yeah,
and that so I put myself in his shoes. That would be like if Adam was a junior marshal, and
he's a little bit of one.
Yeah, but you can also
I would say he's a freshman marshal.
Kind of, yeah. He's like a junior marshal in training, almost like an apprentice junior marshal.
Like he's given us one breakfast ball, but he scoffed at me saying like, well, what if we do 1 per 9?
And like if he said something about me teeing up in front of the markers, I'd just tell him to get fucked.
Yeah, but that's not confronting the problem. That's you jawing with your buddy. But he wants to like have a genuine conversation, sit down and talk.
Okay, so
we're not mature enough for that, man.
This is a serious matter. It's
It's
more serious than what I'm portraying it as.
He's considering dumping his golf buddy. I think you have 2 options aside from the sitting down and having a mature conversation. One, get him hammered. That's an option. And number 2, study the rule book, my guy, and you start throwing that shit back in his face. I guarantee you, if he's shooting in the mid 80s, he's not following 100% of the rules to a T.
No.
So you start getting after him about the rules. He's going to get pissed and be like, it's kind of frustrating when somebody throws the rule book at you, isn't it? So instead of a mature sit down conversation and telling him that he is sucking some of the enjoyment out of your round of golf, you do the same thing to him, be super petty.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going to go with it, Tyler. I think, obviously Brennan said that he never golfs good with this guy. Was shooting low to mid 90s. It's a great time the next time you go out. The next multiple times when you go out, just start observing him.
Yep.
Start watching him. It's not going to affect your round because we're already shooting mid 90s. So throw a score out the door. Just keep whatever, keep your score truthfully, like he wants you to, and absolute hawk eyes on this guy.
Yep.
We got to start watching him. We got to start making a list so that every time he throws something at you, you can throw it right back at him.
Yeah, I'm talking like obscure rules. Count the clubs in his bag. Call him on not using a consistent ball throughout the round. Like if he switched, that's a rule. You got to be using, if he doesn't declare his ball at the beginning of the round, you have that in your pocket.
Ball declaration at the beginning of the round. That's it. That's actually a great move right there.
You find the weird ass rules and throw them at him.
I think if he's a righty, go to the left, like if you're facing the fairway, the left side tee marker, so his back's to you. Move the tee marker back like a foot.
And he's not looking.
When he's not looking, take a picture. Boom, evidence right there. I mean, tampering with shit, that's okay.
Sabotage.
Sabotage, yes. But no, truthfully, I do think you got to get some dirt on your buddy. And then once you start calling him for his shit because he's calling you for your shit, I think there's going to be a mini explosion between the two of you. And that's when the conversation about you guys playing together and how the enjoyment is getting sucked out of it is going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Just be like, this is what you do to me every single round, my guy.
Yes.
I think it's like the worst combination with like what this guy's dealing with is like, because we had that call a couple weeks ago of the guy whose friend blows up and like just gets really upset with himself, and like that dampers his mood. But like, and then there's the unwanted advice guys. It's like, this is a combination of both.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's not even unwanted advice. It's just petty comments of rules you're not following and like, you know, backhanded stuff of like, well, I don't do breakfast balls. That's just not me. Like, whatever, you know. So
okay, fucking George Washington, you never tell a lie.
Yeah.
I also think it's not a bad move to get another one of your buddies in on a round with you guys. Someone who is also that is also going to get sick of your other buddy's bullshit. So then you have a majority rule. You can gang up on him 2v1 and he's not going to win that argument.
You know, you could pull if he calls you on the in front of the tee markers thing again, just pick your ball up and do that deal where it's a 2-stroke penalty if you tee up in front, and just go tee it up on the green and tap it into the hole.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, well, I'll take my penalty then. If I'm in front of the markers, I guess I'll go take my penalty and tee up way the fuck out there.
Yep. I think there's some good options.
Yeah. Learn the rule book. This is the only time where I'll ever tell anybody to study the rules.
Yeah. If he's like, you know, if he ends up in the shit a little bit and he's moving stuff away from his ball, watch that ball, because if that ball moves and he hits it, I think there's probably some fucking penalty in there.
If he ends up with like trees behind him and he's taking practice swings and his club hits the trees in the practice swing, that's a penalty stroke.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, study that rule book, Brennan.
Also,
thanks for calling him, man.
Shout out to Brennan for using the terminology.
Hell yeah. That made you feel good, didn't it?
Oh yeah. I was reading the transcripts. That's usually how I like listen to the calls, is I'll read them first. And I saw Junior Marshall in there. I was like, I got to listen to this one. Yeah, he's in.
It's a good one.
All right, next call.
Hey, I got a etiquette question. Not for me, but for my buddies.
Asking for a friend.
Yeah. I booked a tee time on the Golf Now app, which is pretty good. You get some deals.
It's a solid app.
My tee time was $60, and after I booked it, they said they wanted to come with me, so I told them the time. They called and got added to the tee time. So because I booked it on the app, mine was prepaid when I showed up.
Yep.
The golf course messed up and gave them their rounds for free because mine was already prepaid, so they marked them all as prepaid. Now, they never offered to give me some money for the rounds. Would have been about $20 each, which at the time I was kind of too much of a pussy to ask for it. But looking back, it seems like something they should have at least, I could have denied it, but you know, they got to golf for free. I still paid $60. Seems a little rude. Let me know what you think.
I don't know if I'm on his side. To be honest,
either.
I think your buddies. I don't know. Free shit is the best shit in the world. But what they should have done, and I don't know if they should have coughed up $20 just because. But what they should have done is at least offered to buy you a round. Each of them should have offered to buy a round. I think that's where I'm at. Like, I'm no offense. Like, yeah, it sucks that you had to be the one to pay for it, but they just kind of got lucky. And I don't know if they necessarily owe you for their luck.
Well, and here's the thing too. You were going to golf that round regardless. From what I understand, you booked a round and then they wanted to come play with you. They're like, hey, you know, whatever, spur of the moment. Can we join your group? Call the clubhouse, get your spot booked. This guy already prepays. You were going to golf that round regardless if they were there or not. Again, that's from what I understand on the phone call. I think especially if there's multiple guys, then you got to do the math and you got to split it up. Like, hey, you owe me this and you owe me this. So then we're all even on the tee time. I don't know. I think, everyone knows golf's an expensive sport, and it's like $60 is $60. Are you going to, I do see it as being a little bit petty if you're going to ask your buddies to pay you for something the clubhouse effed up on.
Yeah, my biggest problem is like, I don't think they owe you anything for them getting lucky. Yeah, it is because of you. So that's why I think they should have been like, fuck yeah, drinks are on us. But I don't know if they should have paid you for that. I don't think so. I don't think I'm on your side.
Sorry, go ahead, Noah.
I was just going to say, I'm trying to think if I was in the position of either side, where it's like if I was the one who paid for the tee time and then, I had buddies who got it for free. I know for a fact I wouldn't ask them for anything.
Definitely.
But if I was the buddy who got it in for free, in my mind, I know for a fact I would have got him back in some way, shape, or form. Like
it would probably been drinks.
Or if like I'd be like, oh, okay, cool, that's sweet. I'll Venmo you $20. Like in my mind, that's just kind of how I operate.
Yeah. Right.
Like, because it'd be kind of exciting for everybody then, because then everybody's like, oh, we got everybody paid $20 for a round.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
understand.
I get the frustration if they didn't offer anything. But at the same time, I don't think they had to. Like it's like if it was Ryan, the scenario, like Noah just said, if this happened to Ryan, he was the guy that paid $60. I'm for sure buying his beers. That's it. I'm not offering Ryan $20 to split the whole thing, but I'm like, dude, I got your beers. That's awesome.
Yeah. Now, completely different story if he books a tee time for, himself and his two buddies on Golf Now, pays the full price, and then they don't offer to pay him for the round. That's a completely different story, but that's not the case here.
I think that's the case.
No, he's saying he's paid for his buddies.
He paid for all three spots.
Totally. Yeah.
And then was like, get me back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, like,
that'd be messed up.
Because they clearly owe you.
Yep.
Well, now, like, I don't know, a couple years ago, we did the alumni scramble, and I paid for the hotel room, but none of my buddies, they probably just forgot. None of my buddies were like, hey, what do I owe you for the hotel room? So I actually just ended up covering the whole hotel room, which in the back of my mind, I'm like, hey, that's probably $40 a piece. Now I'm out $120. But then again, it's just like, money is money. You can make more of it later. And I had a good time with my buddies. So I'm not going to go to the lengths of like, hey, can I get that $40 from you?
I think you should be more upset with the clubhouse for not getting you a deal.
Yeah, you could go narc on them. Well,
don't do that.
You didn't charge them. You didn't charge them.
Don't do that. That's way worse than Junior Marshall. Don't do that.
It's not. Yeah. I know what you're saying. About
you should be like, them fuckers help my friends and not me.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, in his situation, it's not the clubhouse. He has nothing to do with the clubhouse because he booked on Golf Now.
Yeah, I'm just saying the clubhouse screwed up and gave him his buddies rounds for free because they thought it was all prepaid.
Yeah. I think there's two ways you could go about it, because you don't just ask them for the money. I don't think that you should do that, because they don't owe you anything technically. It's not even common. It's courtesy of them to do that. You could redo exactly what you did. Have one of your buddies call, or have one of your buddies book the tee time on the Golf Now app, and then you call, schedule, add 3 people to the tee time again.
Make that the move.
Yeah, and then just keep switching, and then it's like, if it works, cool. If it doesn't, you're going to pay for the round anyways. Or the next time you're out with this group of buddies, just like maybe the cart girl comes up and is like, who wants anything? And be like, hey, why don't I got you a free round last time, why don't you get me a beer? And like, I feel like that's more of a better way to ask for like something back, instead of being like, hey dude, you owe me $20 for that round.
Yeah. And I think if it was like you paid, like you were playing fucking Pebble Beach and it was $400.
Yeah, that's different.
Completely different story.
Yeah.
Now I think also we're Midwesterners and we're so weird about money.
Yeah.
We don't like talking about money.
Yes.
We don't like owing people money.
We don't like asking people to pay you for something they actually owe you for.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Classic situation.
Yeah. So we may be not the best people to ask about this, because we would handle it very awkwardly, I think.
Now, again, this is a completely different story. If your buddies don't even make the effort to go into the clubhouse and pay. And they just kind of, they hop out of their car, they hop on, grab a cart, like if keys are in the carts, or someone just hops in with you and they don't even bother to try and go pay. There's an issue there.
Yeah.
But they went to the clubhouse. From what it sounds, everything was good. Dandy, hey, go ahead and tee off. Good to go. I don't know if I can get on board.
Yeah.
With
I think it sucks. And like we all talked about, it's like if we were in the position of one of our buddies got a free round, we probably would have gotten it back in some capacity. But technically, I don't think they owe you anything. It's just kind of like a friend thing at that point of like, how do they operate?
Yeah, it's a little shitty that they didn't offer you anything.
Yeah.
Period.
Okay, that was a good one.
Yep.
Is that all we got?
We got time for one more, or do we want to?
I think we got a meeting in 3.5 minutes, Noah, you and I.
Okay, never mind then.
Sorry.
Okay, let's wrap her up, guys. Hope you all have a good, safe 4th of July weekend. Be prepared to get the checkbook out, open up the wallet, because we have peak tee time prices this weekend. 4th of July, Memorial Day, Labor Day.
Unless you get it on Golf Now and your buddy gets it to you for free.
There we go. Try it out. We'll see you guys next week. Love you.
Love you.
Hell, that's a breakfast ball.